Hello everyone, my name is Nathan Williams and I'm going to be doing a speech as if I was talking at my grandpa's funeral. Hello everyone, my name is Nathan Williams and I'm the grandson of Toddy Williams. My grandfather was a very strict man. You know, he had a stern tone about him whenever I was growing up, and didn't always show a lot of love in my younger ages, but I figured now in hindsight that it was because he was trying to make me into a tough young man. My grandfather was always a hardworking man. My dad would always tell me stories about the stupid things that him and his buddies would do when my grandpa would go out of town for a work trip. And my dad would also tell me about him rarely being home because of work. He cared for his wife, my grandmother, his two boys, my dad, my uncle, and he cared for my family. As many of you may know, Paul was an avid fisherman. He loved to be on the water, whether it was just by himself or with the company of some friends and family. I remember us going fishing not too long ago, about 2 years ago. And we were fishing, and I was on the front of the boat with him. My brother at the back of the boat, and he was throwing a deep lure, and he threw it off the front of the boat. But what he didn't realize is that when he threw it, the hook that was on his lure was in my arm right here. Still have that scar right there from where he hooked my arm and then proceeded to throw the reel, unspool his entire line, bird nest it, and sink the hook further in my arm. But I mean, it was all fun and games, you know. He didn't know what was happening, so it was good. When my Uncle Tony died, he didn't really show much emotion other than the tears of losing a son squeaking through. He never really talked about my uncle to any of us unless we were all together reminiscing about the good old times we had. The loss of my uncle took its toll on my grandfather. Paul went through a period where he tried to clean himself up from drinking before my uncle's death, but fell right back into the thick of alcoholism. To me, though, this made him more vulnerable, and my true Paul would come out. He would always act more emotional and say some mildly cringy stuff, but would ultimately let you know he was saying was from the inside. I didn't know as a child in my early teenage years, but I now truly understand that if my grandpa loved, he loved hard. And he loved every one of us deeply, even though he might not have told you too often. If he said it, he meant it. My grandpa set the standard for my father and my uncle, and my father showed me and my brother the standard that he had set. And I just hope that one day I can be half the man that he was and forever will be. I love you, Paul, and I always will. Save a spot up there for me so I can go fishing one more time with you. Thank you.